Our final speaker tonight really needs no introduction. Angel Bermudez has been the chair of the SkillWorks Funders Group and really the founding visionary behind this initiative. In 2001, Angel had a vision for bringing together funders to address the workforce challenges that you've all heard so much about this evening. And he saw an opportunity to bring together new local and national resources to address these issues. Angel convened what was then called the Boston Workforce Development Initiative and is now known as SkillWorks. Please join me in welcoming Angel Bermudez.
I just want to, first of all, the good news is that we're over a half hour ahead of schedule. So the bad news is that I stand between you and the exit or the bar. So first I want to thank our great leader, Losi Leong, the executive director. And I do want to sort of recognize some other folks and end with, I think, is a life story of mine that gives me the passion for this work, economic opportunity. But in the process of a good idea, you need many, many hands to help you, guiding hands, expert hands. And there were several in Boston, and Boston is known nationally for being a leader in terms of its WIB, the Private Industry Council, et cetera. But the folks at Jobs for the Future played a pivotal role. These are national workforce development providers. They do work across the country with the Gates Foundation, Annie Casey Foundation, et cetera. They were pivotal in their support for them for the work here. The Commonwealth Corporation was very helpful with their initiatives and sharing their ideas. Folks at Apt Associate and Mount Auburn Associates, these are national leaders and they're in our backyards, and they were very essential in helping the work moving forward. So just the process, people who know me know that I've been at this thing for close to 7 years. It took 18 months to plan it. But in every great idea or every architect's design vision for what a building, a place, an open space, a waterfront can look like, you need people to help you engineer it and build it. And I do want to recognize these important folks. So at the Boston Foundation, people should stand and be recognized. Paul Grogan was a staunch supporter at the beginning of the process. When he came on board, he said, Angel, workforce development is going to be a priority of this foundation. I am fully supportive of this. And he gave me the green light to move ahead and made it happen. But Robert Lewis Jr. is now the new vice president. But also I want to recognize Terry Lane, who was a vice president for program at the time, and really supported my efforts in the process. But let me recognize other folks that are here, and please stand, because you are the investors, the co-investors in this joint effort, et cetera. So with the City of Boston, Connie Doty, Dan Singleton, Ken Barnes, at the Heinz Foundation, Beth Smith, the Phyllis and Fireman Foundation, Paul Fireman Foundation, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the United Way of Eastern Mass Bay and Merrimack Valley, the Bank of America, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, the Annie Casey Foundation, the John Merck Fund, the State Street Foundation, the Close Foundation, the William Randolph Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Boston 2000 Committee, and the Cox Charitable Trust. These are the folks that have invested $15 million, have given up control, have pooled their effort, and have made this a national model. Thank you. For people who know me, I have two major issues that I'm passionate about. One is social justice, and the other one is the advancement of economic opportunity. And that comes from my upbringing growing up in Lowell, Massachusetts. So I am the son of immigrants from Puerto Rico who came to this country, to the state of Massachusetts, in the 1950s to work in tobacco in the Connecticut Shade Valley of the western part of Massachusetts and Connecticut Valley region. They came here as high school dropouts. My mom has a 5th grade education. My dad has a 9th grade education. And they worked as low-wage workers for many years, job to job, trying to improve. 10 cents, 5 cents an hour meant a lot in our family. They went to work at the Spalding company in Chicopee, Massachusetts, and in the early 1960s, they heard about jobs in the city of Lowell that was still available in shoe and textile, whatever remnant of that industry existed back then. And for many years, they toiled as low-wage workers. We grew up in public housing, really paycheck to paycheck. In the early 1970s, my mom worked at Honeywell Corporation, which had a plant in Lowell, and she got laid off. And from there, she was recommended to go to a training program, which was funded by the federal government called SETA, the Skills Training Centers. A 6-month training opportunity really opened the doors to economic opportunity into a middle-class lifestyle for us, for high school dropouts. In that program, she then went to work for Raytheon Corporation, became a union member, and eventually also that... And unfortunately, that plant was closed, but became part of the semiconductor industry at Teradyne Corporation, which at one time had a plant in Chinatown here. And for the next 25 years, basically worked in manufacturing in that industry, and the training that they got in the 1970s really opened up the doors for opportunity and the doors for wisdom, as Ben Franklin would say. And for us, a ticket out of public housing and a life of middle class, and for many of the children to go to college and succeed. That is a passion that drives me. That is the advancing economic opportunity for those that need a second, third, fourth, whatever, how many chances it takes to really advance in terms of this economy. I would say what's not possible for my parents today, which was possible in the 60s and 70s, is that we don't have a growing economic base in manufacturing. That 5th grade schooling and 9th grade schooling is not enough in today's economy. In today's economy, you need credentialing. You need a GED, you need secondary and post-secondary credential in today's economy. And that's what SkillWorks is about. It's really about advancing economic opportunity for everyday folks who did not have those opportunities at the front end. And so with that, that's the driving force, the passion for our work, and the work is not done. The work remains to be done just like it is around health disparity or affordable housing or public safety, et cetera. So moving forward, we are going to continue this partnership with existing funders and new funders, local and national foundations. We plan to announce a phase 2 of this initiative in June of next year, and we will work both in Boston and regionally to advance economic opportunities in partnership with you all. So I really thank you for coming here today. I know it's the terrible weather, but this is a momentous occasion for what's yet to come. With that, I'll leave you with a little tantalizing idea. Last month, I was at this conference for the launch of the National Workforce Solutions Fund, 50 million, 15 cities. And what started here in Boston is really advancing the process significantly. I hear now that the funders have seen so much excitement and response to that idea that they're going to advance this model to 30 different cities across the country. So you can see that what we do in Boston, we are a trendsetter, we're innovators, we are collaborators in advancing this agenda and seeing what's possible. Thank you.
Well, that concludes our formal program this evening. Thank you so much for coming. Stay, enjoy more food, more wine, and we're looking forward to seeing you at our next 5-year celebration.